Google and YouTube wholesaling 101. I think that gets you started, and then you build on it from there.
What would you say to that investor that's not ever invested either as a wholesaler or as a fix and flipper? Somebody that has interest in getting into real estate, they want to do it on the active side. They're maybe not ready to scale into that duplex or fourplex or small multi, but they want to buy a distressed property, they want to renovate, or they want to buy something and maybe wholesale it. What type of advice maybe would you give to that individual that really has no experience, on the active real estate ownership side?
I would start out with, if I were to go to YouTube right now and look somebody up, I really like, and this isn't creative finance or anything like that. I don't really dabble on that. I know there's a whole communities and everything around that, but I really like Brent Daniels. He's out of Arizona. He's very straightforward, very, very good. And he just has a Rolodex of, you go to his site and you can go back probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's just like wholesaling 101. You could probably put in YouTube wholesaling 101 with Brent Daniels, and he'd give you a quick breakdown and an idea of like, hey, this is what to do when you're just starting. If I were to say today, just go out there and figure something out, I would go around, drive around, they call it driving for dollars, and just go in neighborhoods and houses and everything that look abandoned, dilapidated, boarded up, that sort of thing. You could go there, literally get some addresses. You can go to a site like Locate Plus and some other sites where you can skip trace and find who the owner is. You can look up under the tax record who the owner is, but to get a phone number. And then just be brave enough to make a call and just say, hey, you don't tell them I drove by your house and it looks terrible. You just say, I'm an investor in the area, calling around looking for my next project. Would you be interested in selling 123 Main Street? And you're going to get a lot of people that hang up. You're going to get a lot of people that say 4-letter words, nasty stuff to you. And you just have to have a backbone. You just have to in one ear, out the other. But after a while, you'll get somebody that says, yeah, I've been wanting to sell that property for a long time. They may not spill their guts and tell you everything, but they'll be like, okay, what would you offer? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. What's the process? That sort of thing. And then some people, you just give them room to talk and they'll just pour everything out and they'll say, hey, let me do this. Let me talk to my partner about it and I'll get back to you. So just get some information. And then if you've got somebody local or somebody to take a deal to, people could reach out to me as well too. Again, I just do it here in Charlotte within like an hour radius now, but I've done it in a lot of other markets. Just go to somebody that's like an authority in the area. There's always meetups. There's always RIA meetings. There's always somebody that's hosting something once a week, once a month. And if you've done the work and you've gone out and you found a property and you've talked to somebody and that person showed interest, if you take that to somebody, if somebody calls me up today and says, hey, I have this property, this person's super interested, will you help me? I would definitely help them. If they say, hey, I haven't called them yet, but if the property looked bad, I'd be like, all right, go on this website, find this number, call it. Got to do a little bit of the homework to get people's interest. But I think just going to meetups, talking to people, going online, check out Brent Daniels. There's tons of other people out there, and literally just Google and YouTube wholesaling 101. I think that gets you started, and then you build on it from there.
Yeah, the information's all out there, right, for people to find, identify, and honestly, it's there for free if you're willing to search for it, and certainly, network with others that are already in the space today, to learn, from them.